Greetings, fellow test subjects. Test subject 1337 here for Aperture Gaming. They make it, we test it, you play it. And welcome to Aperture Gaming Reviews. Today we are going to review No Straight Roads. I was looking forward to this game for so long, got a chance to play it, and I'm going to review it. And before we get into the official review, just a quick side note. Recently, the Marvel Avengers game has come out, and I'm a fan of the Marvel, I'm a fan of the Avengers, and I would love to play the game series, but due to a couple of reasons, take your choice, can't rent it, can't buy it, financial stuff, waiting until winter holidays to receive it as a gift, blah blah blah, take your pick. The point is, I won't be reviewing that game. There's a bunch of games that are coming out, that have come out, and that will come out, and well, I can't review them all. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and say, just as a guess off the top of my head, it'll probably be somewhere between the 9 and or 10 score range, and I'm pretty sure every other person here on YouTube will probably be giving it a high praise. So with that, let's get to the review of No Straight Roads series. No Straight Roads, I think it's a brand new intellectual property. It's not a sequel or prequel or in-between-quel of any other series. I have an idea of what it reminds me of, but I'll cover that a little later. Team. This game is made by Metronomic and is produced by Sold Out. Plot. The game takes place in a vinyl city where music literally powers everything. So music converts to energy, which then powers up everything. And this evil corporation, NSR, believes that the best and only good music is EDM, electronic dance music. You play as Mayday and Zook, the indie rock band Bunk Bed Junction, who are out to help their city with the power of rock. Yeah, so basically, if I could describe this game, it's like Brutal Legend meets Fooly Cooly, FLCL, and based on how some of the characters look and act, a little bit of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So that is a really weird combination, and yet it works. Gameplay controls. The game is a third-person platformer. You split control between either as Zook or Mayday. Mayday specializes in guitar, and Zook is drums. They have different attack styles. As you go explore around the city, you can help power stuff up. You get collectibles, items that you can then add onto your equipment to either make you stronger, hit harder, move faster. And you have a secret base that you go back to between missions, where you go have a skill tree, and after you fight a boss, you get fans, and depending on how much damage you take or how fast you play through, you get a rating at the end of each boss fight. Cool thing is that after each boss fight you can then replay it under different circumstances or just try it again if you want to, improve your score. So I think that's pretty cool right there. Another thing is, during the boss battles, you have to, it's kind of a rhythmic battle. You have to fight, either dodge, time your attacks, knock the attacks back, and it all depends on the color and the beat of the sounds. You have to keep an ear out for that. Graphics. Graphically speaking, this game is very unique looking. I love the way it looks. It uses the entire color palette for the game, which is why it kind of reminds me, like I said, of Fooly Cooly and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah, so everything looks great. I love the landscapes, I love the characters. The visuals for during the fights are also pretty cool also. Audio. Another factor is the audio. Mayday kind of reminds me, let's see, the female lead from Fooly Cooly, I don't know, kind of mixed with Star from Star vs. the Forces of Evil in a whole rock and roll site. So, love the voice work for all the characters, and since it's a game that's based on music, of course it's going to have great audio and soundtrack. In fact, after I started playing the game, a little later I went to iTunes, and the entire soundtrack for the game is on iTunes, so I will be getting that later. Multiplayer. Yes, it can be a single player or a local multiplayer game. So, yeah, while one of you is playing as character A, the other one can play as character B. So, yes, it can be played single player or both. So, it is multiplayer functional. DLC. At this time, I have not seen any downloadable content available. But, oh man, there is such a wide range of possibilities. Different locations to the city, different powers, outfits, new stories, new chapters, new types of music to do battle against. You have indie rock versus country, indie rock versus rap, indie rap versus... indie rap. Oh god. But the point is, I do see DLC potential for this series. Issues. Unfortunately, even though the game is good, it does have some issues. So let's see, the game came out, and then even after the first patch was installed. So here's what. For me, I downloaded the game. I installed the game and I played on the third save slot to try to, so I played on the third save slot. So then I go back into the game. After selecting the third save slot, some of the main menu options were not working. And like when I was trying to hit new game, it went to the options menu. And then when I hit continue, I selected my save file and it said, warning, selecting this will erase the game. It's like, what? For some reason it triggered a bug that makes it so you can't reload your game if you saved it in the third slot, which is like, okay. There's also some other minor nitpicks that they've been talking about. And here's the thing. After some of these issues were addressed by the public, the director of the game, he posted a video on YouTube. He apologized for this, and he stated how they are going to try to fix this. They are working on it. And how they explain the process of how it takes time, how you have to go through the entire game and say, oh, if I repair this line of code, how it won't, mess with the other rest of the game. So, it's cool how they're taking responsibility and trying to get that fixed. But yeah, unfortunately, there are a couple of issues at this point, which makes the next two categories a little weird to talk about. Buy, rent, or pass. When I saw this game advertised, I knew I wanted to buy it because it just looked and sounded like a whole lot of fun. And it is! Yeah, so if you've bought it, then cool. And if you're thinking about it, I'd say it's hard to encourage people to buy a game if there's some issues. I'm pretty sure it will get patched up relatively soon. So officially, I'd say this is a buy. And unofficially, I'd say tentative rent for now because I still think they're still working on some stuff. But actually, no, not tentative rent. Unofficially, I'd say hold off for a moment. Just let some stuff fall into place. If you have the game and you haven't installed it yet, just wait a little bit for them to do the patch update. Overall score. Again, it's weird to talk about. It's weird to recommend a game that has a couple of features, either with like the front save option, or there's some areas where some other issues that they've had to address. So I'd say we here give it an official score of a solid 9 out of 10. I'm pretty sure after the patch update kicks in, it'll probably bump up to 9.5 out of 10, but right now it's a solid 9. I'm willing to be patient and give it some time because I've encountered 2 other games where they've had some issues at the start. While one game kind of has not come through on, trying to repair itself and make itself better, it still needs some work. The best example of being patient and seeing how something can have a rough start and become great, I'd say, is No Man's Sky. That one had a rocky launch, but here it is for now, several years later, and it's still going strong. In fact, I still play the game, so yeah. So solid 9 out of 10. The game is good, it's fun, upbeat, peppy, has great music selection. Great story so far, and I recommend it. Just be careful if you haven't got it yet, and if you're hearing all this stuff about, oh, this feature doesn't work, or oh, the save thing is crap, blah blah blah. So yeah, just wait a little bit. Just give it some time. I've sent some emails. I'm keeping an eye out on the news to see if there's any updates. I check the PS updates every time I get on there to see if there's any new things every once in a while. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. So. Bit of an odd review for No Straight Roads, but hey, I look forward to seeing it when it's full, brand spanking, shiny, repaired, ready for action. And I hope you enjoy it too. And that's all the time we have for this episode. Until next time, this has been Test Subject 1337 for Aperture Gaming saying thank you for watching, and as always, game on.